Welcome back. We are here to talk about the Capricorn full moon happening on July 10th. This is a very good full moon because we have the sun and the moon making positive connections to the nodes of fate. And we also have Mars making a loose trine to the full moon. So let's talk about it. We have the Capricorn full moon happening at 18 degrees of Capricorn, which means that the sun is at 18 degrees of Cancer. So we have the moon trine the south node in Virgo, making a sextile to the north node in Pisces, and the sun is making a sextile to the north node, a trine to the north node in Pisces and a sextile to the south node in Virgo. So you see the positive connections interacting with this full moon. And Mars is at 13 degrees of Virgo. So it's about 5 degrees away from perfecting that trine to the full moon. I still count that, because anything more than 5 degrees, it's a little too wide of a connection. I do feel like this full moon is a culmination of something that you may have started around the Capricorn new moon, which was on December 30th. Something that you may have been working on since then is now coming to completion. You may have been, putting efforts into something, whether it's work related in your career or work in the home, because Virgo is about hearth and home. So I do feel like this is a full moon that has a lot to do with hearth and home. And some positive shifts that are going to be going to be coming as a part of this full moon energy, which will play out over, I always say the full moon energy is something that can extend for a month until the next full moon. And the same thing with new moons. I feel like they also, we're always in a cycle of, new energy and a closing out energy. And so with this one, with Mars involved, Mars is also a few degrees away from the south node. So I feel like, that is another sign that we are wrapping something up, because when Mars conjuncts the south node, we're letting something go, we're releasing something. We could be releasing something that we've been putting energy and effort and action into. This could also be letting go of some anger and aggression as well. But, with Mars and Virgo, there's definitely work involved. And this is just in time for people to take vacations. So you could have been putting money and energy and effort into planning a big vacation that you may now be taking during the energy of this full moon. There could also be something to do with male authority figures that is happening around this full moon because of the connection with Mars. And we have the ruler of this full moon is Saturn, which is all about male authority figures, especially people in power. And a few days after this full moon takes place, Saturn starts its retrograde. So, Saturn is stationed during this full moon. And I think that's why there's going to be especially a focal point on males or authority figures, because the ruler of the full moon is about to go retrograde, and we have Mars trining the full moon. And I think there's going to be, somewhat of a finalizing of some sorts with maybe a male authority figure, or maybe an authority figure in your life, or a masculine in your life has some changes that are happening with them that is coming to a head during this time. Either way, I do think this is a positive full moon because we do have other things that are happening in the sky that, are keeping the energy light. We have Venus in Gemini, which is very fun. And we have Uranus that just entered Gemini, which I made a separate video about. So I feel like this full moon happening during the same week that we see Venus and Uranus enter Gemini. We have Neptune in retrograde as well, which is, you know, having us do some revisions. So that comes along with finishing things. You know, as you finish up one chapter or one project, you could be thinking about what's ahead next, right? What's the next chapter? What are we creating for, you know, the next project, right? And I think this is going to be a good one for us. I can't say that there's anything negative. Now, the only thing is, if you have anything, any malefic planets near where Mars is, you may, you know, see some harder situations come about. But this Capricorn full moon feels good. I feel like this is there's a positive shift coming with it because of the positive connections to the North and South node. So I hope this Capricorn full moon is good to all of you. Please share your thoughts and comments as to what transpires for you during this full moon, how you're feeling, especially with all the energy shifts that we have during this whole week. I would love to hear from all of you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more videos. Like and share this video with others, and stay tuned for the next one. Take care, everyone.